Okay, question number 2. What is an inference you can make based on information in paragraph 4? Well, the first thing that I need to notice is that the question says, what is an inference? As soon as I see that the question is an inference, I know I'm not going to find a sentence with the answer. It's not going to be directly stated. I'm going to be looking for clues. So I'll make a little note for myself. Look for clues. That's what I'm going to highlight in my text. So let me look for the inference and see if I can find clues to support it. A, sulfur is a colorless substance. B, sulfur causes the bad smell in rotten eggs. C, sulfur is not found on Earth. So I need to find clues that's going to support one of these answers. So I'm going to go back to the reading and scan through it because I'm looking for something specific. I'm looking specifically for where it talks about sulfur. And if I move rapidly through this page here, which I know I'm going to do much faster, but to save us some time for the video, it's not on page 1 of the reading. So I need to look at page 2 of the reading. And here we go. Materials from the eruptions quickly freeze. The frozen material spreads out like great umbrellas above the ground. Then it falls as a strange sort of snow. Here's sulfur. Okay, so there's what I'm looking for. Here's sulfur. It says sulfur, a yellow substance, erupts from the volcanoes. Okay, I'm going to change blue because some of us, we make that connection to Blue's Clues and looking for clues. So it says sulfur is a yellow substance that erupts from the volcanoes. Now I'm going to remember from the question, sulfur is a colorless substance. That's not true. Sulfur is yellow. So I'll eliminate that choice. Not true. Sulfur is yellow. So I can eliminate that choice. It is not A. Okay, let's go back. As the sulfur cools, it creates patches of yellow, red, orange, and black on Io's surface. There's another evidence that it's not colorless. It has color. Some of the sulfur turns to white frost. With all this sulfur present, Io might have a strong smell of rotten eggs. Okay. With all this sulfur present, Io might have a strong smell of rotten eggs. I go back to my question here. Sulfur causes the bad smell in rotten eggs. Well, I definitely have a clue here that supports that. But let me check the other answer if I want to be sure. Sulfur is not found on Earth. Well, it doesn't say anything here that tells me it is or isn't found on the planet. So what I will note to myself here is for letter C, there's no evidence either way. Now, what I know from my experience as an adult is sulfur is found on Earth. Sulfur is one of the elements on the periodic table. Sulfur is usually what's at the head of a matchstick that causes it to light up. So I would either know from my background knowledge that sulfur is found on Earth, or I would see that there isn't any clues in the text to support it. So letter B is my best answer. And these are the clues that I used to help me to answer number 2.